Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, and I want to start off with a natural gas play that I've been in for a while now, and today looks like we could be having a phenomenal day, finally. If we take a look here, we'll make that, what the fuck? Make that white. No, we don't want the background white. We want the text white. We had a head and shoulders that I thought was a head and shoulders, but it actually turned out to be a rising wedge. And we know rising wedges are bearish continuation patterns. And we had a price target down here, right? Let's change the color of this real quick. I know this is a crypto station, but this is some of the other things that I do. 5/30/2022, I bought 11 puts, and then I upped it to 18 put options for $17.50 strike price when UNG was at 29.33. And UNG actually a couple of weeks ago got all the way up to 32.77 and a 52-week high. But now if you look at the spot price of natural gas, it's in the toilet, right? And in the last 4 days, we've come down 32% in natural gas, and I have an underneath target of playing my patterns that I thought we were going to come down. The upper one's got to get changed color. This is what happens when you change color. You can see this big rising channel that we were in the daily time frame, and I was playing a similar move of head and shoulders, head and shoulders, head and shoulders, similar, but it actually became a rising wedge. And then you see I superimposed underneath that the prior moves that I circled and how this should play out. And I entered the first initial position here and then sold down here, and I made 150%. Then I loaded back up in here too early, but I loaded up nonetheless. I gave myself plenty of time as I still got 3.5 weeks before these options expire. But you can see the lightly colored yellow and back is where I thought this price would come down to. And now we're one fall swoop away from getting down there. And I think these options are going to do really well, right? I got them on Robinhood. You can see they were worth 11 cents at the close, but they were up 100. They were up to 25 cents. Somebody paid for it Friday. I think these are going to be $50 or $75 today as the price of natural gas is imploding, right? And if this gets down to $20 today, we're going to do quite well. And I think that it's going to be a phenomenal trade there. So we'll see how that plays out today, tomorrow, and the next few days. But I think it's going to do quite well, right? And then if we look at the Bitcoin price, you can see it came up to that rising wedge that I thought we would be at. Came up to that rising wedge that I thought we'd be at, and I think it's going to top out here. See how it sort of, it was in this consolidation that we talked about yesterday, and now it's trickling up. See that? I think it's going to get topped out, but I could see a way that it keeps pumping. But I haven't done anything yet after I initially made that trade yesterday and made a little bit of money. Not a lot, but a little. And now we're watching this because it's getting into some resistance zones, right? And if we look at this, if this continues to hold above this 19,829, like I was saying, you could pump all the way up here to upper resistance where the 200-day is, and that would be a classic area for it to pump after a big dump, and that would bring the Bitcoin price up, 48% from its swing low. But this is also a technical pattern that the way this is going, it should roll back over, right? So we're watching this very closely in the Bitcoin price. You can see the dollar has been having a nice retracement from last week when it had a big rally after it broke back out of this falling channel and a consolidation that I thought was a bullish consolidation, and it was. It pumped up. Now it's getting staggered and getting stuck up here back by that old upper resistance and the old high right there. So we got to watch the dollar. If the dollar does something like this, Bitcoin could have a really nice run, and the stock market and the equities. But if this breaks back up above here or just sort of sits in this range, I think the equities and cryptos will come back down. So watch the dollar to figure out what's going to happen in the short term with Bitcoin